You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, all you weirdos. Jim here, and we have yet more breaking news. This breaking news is Tom King can't get out of his own way. Tom King, the guy who gave us the Heroes in Crisis, where, Wally West fritzes out and kills multiple people, including his best friend, Roy Harper. I mean, what a feel-good story that was, right? Oh, my goodness. Then we get the genocidal Adam Strange and Strange Adventures, where Mr. Terrific admits that he's glad that his wife and unborn child died, because who needs that? And then yet again here in the Wonder Woman book, it seems as, and I'll tell you right now, this is a spoiler for October's issue of Wonder Woman. It's a big one. And if you don't want to hear that, you step away at the moment. And I'm waiting for them. They stepped away. It looks like Tom King's going to kill Steve Trevor. Steve Trevor, the love of Diana's life, will go down because, Tom King cannot end up getting any feels from his characters or really get any feels from his stories unless somebody dies, unless somebody has something horrific happen to them. I made a joke at one point to a bunch of people on the Comics Aficionados show, if you do watch me on that. I said, Tom King, every first issue, a child dies, or at least sees a killing. And they all laughed at me. And then they started seeing that it's kind of true. I mean, that's what he does. If you can't write emotions, if you can't write a story that grips people, what you do is have somebody die. I'm surprised that every villain in Tom King's, deal doesn't come out, smack a baby, and kick a dog. I mean, that's how he writes. It's heavy-handed. It's nonsense. And again, here we go with the idea that Steve Trevor has really had the short end of the stick for quite some time. And I do like Steve Trevor, not my favorite character, but if you're a Wonder Woman fan, I think you probably also love Steve Trevor, want them to be together. All of that all rolled up into one. You don't want him to die. And that's what it seems will happen in October. Here is from the DC Connect issue on the top. It says Steve Trevor's last stand and the birth of a hero. Of course, we're going to get the birth of Trinity. We'll get to her in a minute. It is Wonder Woman number 14, written by Tom King, art by Daniel Sempari, who's great. It goes on sale on October 16th, 2024. And here we go with the tide of the war against the Sovereign turning. And let me stop right there. The idea of this Sovereign story, I don't know. It never seemed that interesting to me, when it started a year or so ago, and we've done nothing since. I mean, Diana has gone off with a cancer kid. She went to the space mall. She befriended and ate a rat. I mean, these are the highlights, people. These are the highlights of this book. And it kind of meandered. I actually thought that maybe this whole thing would just kind of erupt and end in Absolute Power. But I guess during Absolute Power, the Sovereign, he went off, his wrinkly ass went off and took a vacation. Like he went down to Key West or something. Now he's back. He's back with a vengeance. Diana's back as well. But possibly at this point, she might end up like deciding to run a marathon, maybe even opening up a food truck, anything but doing the story. Remember at the beginning of the story, she said she would not rest until she finds out the reason that Amazon woman killed all those men. She never did it. I have even made the joke that it's like OJ saying he wouldn't sleep until he found the killer, and the next day looked in the mirror. I mean, that's the jokes here. I think Wonder Woman just ended up forgetting she said that. She's maybe the clues led to Space Mall. Her and Superman there, yeah, they were getting a present for Batman, but really she was on the case. But the idea that it says the tide of the war is turning, how long is this thing going to last? Ooh-wee, Wonder Woman's greatest love takes matters into his own hands. At first I thought they meant me, but it wasn't me. With deadly consequences. The deadly consequence, not for me either. Could Steve's end be the beginning of Diana's greatest adventure yet? I love the idea that Tom King is the only one that I could think of that would get a character's love to die so that the greatest adventure can start, because it says, behold the birth of Trinity. So we'll find out is, in fact, Steve Trevor the father of Trinity? Maybe he isn't. Maybe Diana was stepping out. She got a little upset. Maybe a little true crime going on in the background. Is she off them? I don't know. I don't know what Tom King does. I don't know what goes on in that crazy mind of his, but we'll get the birth of Trinity, but the death of Steve Trevor. If I have the scales of justice here, they don't equal out to me because Trinity is a new character. It's Tom King's character, obviously. It's one of those things, again, I think that he is able to come up with this like way of, okay, that sounds great. You know, the daughter of Diana, she'll be cute. She'll be hanging out with a little bit older Damien and John. And that's new Trinity, like that sort of thing. And I did like Trinity at the beginning. I liked her at the beginning of her stories. I really liked her when she was really little. But since then, because it's just backups, and seriously, you may disagree with me, but those backups with Trinity, they have no substance whatsoever. They are fun little asides. You know, maybe when you're a little down, seeing Wonder Woman eat a rat and then become best friends with another rat, maybe you need a little palate cleanser. And that's kind of what the Trinity stories were for me. But again, I don't think they had any substance or anything to say except, oh man, that Trinity's pretty cute. You know, oh, she's a nice little kid. But nothing like, oh my God, you know, I need more of this because I don't. And again, people may like riot and say, oh my God, I love Trinity, whatever. Yeah, but I just don't really have a grip on the character anymore because it's just backups. It's just little backups that end up being little jokes that Tom King thinks funny. All this writes one of the worst Damians I've ever seen in my life. The idea that Tom King put it out there that Damian Wayne cannot be affected by the Black Mercy because he has no hopes and dreams is complete and utter bullshit. And I do love Damian. A lot of people hate him, but still. The idea that he's saying that Damian is so just awful and so dark and empty that he does not have hopes and dreams, so he can't live out his dreams because he doesn't have any, is nonsense. But again, back to Steve Trevor, that's bullshit too. The idea that Tom King's going to ruin slash kill another character is beyond me. I don't know why DC lets him on any book that's in continuity. It always ends up bad, and this one might as well. Again, Steve Trevor, what did he ever do to anybody? Guy looks like Barry Allen, looks a little like Constantine. They all look alike. So maybe what'll happen is you'll end up where Diana will mistake one of these other guys as Steve Trevor. I don't know. I just get so frustrated with Tom King and what he does with these characters, and I'm guessing a lot of people tell me that they don't even bother with Tom King anymore. I'm reading and reviewing the Wonder Woman book each time it comes out on our DC Comics podcast. I love Daniel Sampari's art. I don't love the writing. I don't like the over-narration. I don't like the story that's going nowhere slow. I don't need that anymore. But again, all this rolled up into one. The real play of this video is it seems like Steve Trevor is going to die. It seems like they're going to kill off Steve Trevor. And in the past couple of years, we hardly even knew Yi. He's kind of been on the back burner and kind of doing his own thing. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of Tom King overall. If you're a fan, don't be afraid to tell me you're a fan. That's fine. Everybody can be a fan of any writer, whatever. You're just wrong, but you can tell me. I'm just joking. You can tell me whatever. Let me know if I'm bullshit. A lot of people have. So with that, though, that is it. Thanks, everybody. I did this really quick. Now I got to go to bed. It is way past the witching hour for old Jimmy Boy. I need to get some rest, and possibly I'll wake up and find out that Steve Trevor will not die in October, but it seems like he will. But let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't liked the video. All that all rolled up into one, and I will talk to you all later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.